Become wife material, follow God, get off social media if you need to, get off the dating apps, stay at church and not at the club. That's not where you need to be looking for good men.
What do you say to women that say there's, they have a hard time finding the right man? Or they're like, oh, your relationship is not realistic because there's not, any good men out there, things like that.
Great question, yeah.
Well, number one, they have this mindset already that all men suck because it's so pushed by feminism. Is like, we must hate men. They all suck. It's so rare to find a good one. I actually think there's more good men in the world than there are good women.
Wow.
And I think that most of the time, they're not the person that's ready to attract a high value man. They're probably are you at church or are you at the club?
I was gonna say they're looking at the wrong place. Wrong place,
yeah.
So any tips for those women, what they can do to better position themselves, that maybe it's just going over their head. They're like, they're lost, they suck.
I mean, become wife material, follow God, get off social media if you need to, get off the dating apps, stay at church and not at the club. That's not where you need to be looking for good men. I mean, I think it's really simple. I think that once you become wife material and somebody who's like ready to attract that type of man, that it just kind of happens naturally and starts online.
Amazing.
I know you mentioned some of those already, but what do you think is the most rewarding part of being a traditional wife?
Just the fact that my marriage is so healthy because I follow the roles that were designed by God, and it works. If you follow what God has ordained, it just works.
Yeah.
So you're big on gender roles?
Yes.
Okay. How do you see your role evolving as you get older? A lot of people say you're 19 years old, you don't know what you're talking about, you're immature. Why should I take advice from you? And what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I answered this question on a Q&A actually yesterday, and it's like, okay, if I was a 19-year-old millionaire, for example, like everybody would be running to my page, please give me business advice. How did you scale your business? Like, how did you make so much money? How are you so successful? But as soon as I'm like, yeah, I'm a 19-year-old wife, like they're like, no, you were groomed. Like, I'm not going to take advice from you. You were groomed. You've only been married a year. You're only 19. You don't know what you're talking about. And those are women that are just like resentful towards their husbands, or they're single. Most of them are actually single, the ones who say that I'm not qualified to give advice. So if I have something that you don't have, wouldn't you want to learn from me? Because I achieved it at such a young age. Same thing if I had a super successful business and maybe you're 35 and you want the same thing. You're going to be like, how did you achieve that so young? It's the same thing with my marriage.
What if the argument is you've been only married for a year? Like you don't know
Same
if it's gonna
principle.
work. Same principle.
With the business. Well, divorce is not an option for us. Period. It's just not an option.
No matter what.
It's just so normalized in today's society that people are like, well, what if you get divorced? Like, have you thought of that? No, honestly, I haven't thought of it.